Welcome everybody to another episode. Today I got Lucier Outfitters out of Canada, and we're going to talk about what's it like to go to Canada. But to start off with, I want to say my name is RD Reynolds. RD Reynolds Outdoors on YouTube, and now starting this podcast. Um, you can find us on YouTube. Um, or the website rdreynoldsoutdoors.com. But let's talk about our guest today. So who are you?
Sorry about that. Somebody called
That's
me.
all right. That's all right. Yeah, that happens on the phone. So who are you?
I'm Jeff Lucier from Ontario, Canada. I own and operate Lucier Outfitters on Mitchell's Bay,
All
Lake St.
right.
Clair.
So we talked before. You know that I'm from South Carolina. So we're going to approach this podcast kind of like, what is it like for somebody in the States to come and see you? So how long have y'all been guiding? How long's a little bit of background about the
I've been
company?
guiding for about 15 years. I think we've been on our own for about 10, me and my brother.
So is it family based?
Yeah, me and my brother Tim operated together. We each have a cover boat, and he runs one and I run the other, and that's we're being guides. And we don't work with anybody else. So
I got you. Is that
y'all doing like that? It's just us.
I got you. So about 15 years. So I'm gonna put up on the map here where y'all are, so everybody can see. I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's see here. There we go. So here we are in Canada. You say y'all mostly hunt out at Michael's Bay. We're not going to give any top secrets. So obviously Mitchell's Bay. I'm way down here in South Carolina, but
oh no, you're way off, man.
Way off? That's where.
You know where Detroit is?
Yep.
Right down there.
I got you.
You are at the top of Lake Huron, Georgian Bay. That's
Google, get your map together. Google. They don't even know where you at.
Nope.
So I know a little bit about Michigan and Chicago. Talking about the weather and stuff that blows through Chicago. What effects does that have on y'all? I mean, is it very windy? I mean.
We find that the migration moves a lot more east as it goes. So like when we get weather from there, it blows the ducks right to us from that direction.
I mean, you can't even beat that, then, can you?
No, like everything that comes down the Mississippi Flyway that way. If we get a lot of west winds, it pushes all the ducks to us, especially on Lake St. Clair. It's packed.
So what is the most ducks like? What would be the ducks that y'all mostly hunt?
I hunt canvasback mostly.
Canvasback. I saw on the picture on your Facebook, and at the end we'll talk about your Facebook. We'll give out credits where people can reach you. But on your Facebook there, it has some amazing good looking pictures. I mean, there's some good looking birds. Is it mostly divers up there?
Yeah, we mainly target divers, but you kill everything out there. Like you can hit pretty much every species of duck.
So I'm assuming that's probably your brother.
Yep, that's my brother Tim.
So in some of them pictures, I see some greenheads in there.
Oh yeah, sometimes I target them. It depends on what we're looking at in the migration, the time of year. Yeah.
How bad is the weather up there? Like, how cold does it normally get?
Not too bad. Hovering around freezing.
Y'all have to go. Y'all have to break
by
ice
the
a
time
lot?
it's done, like by around just before Christmas, it'll lock right up, and it'll freeze right over. So, but yeah, that's when it starts to get really cool. But
so once it freezes over, do y'all swap over to fishing?
I've had enough of the lake after that. Usually, I used to do a lot of ice fishing, but I don't really do a lot anymore.
So when does y'all season start? We get an early goose in September.
We also get an early goose in September, and then we get I think it's like an 8-day season or 9-day season. It closes, and then we open the last Saturday in September.
So is that
And then it's like usually the first Saturday in January is when we close.
So is that
it's a very long season.
So is that all the way across Canada? Obviously, I've never been to Canada, or is it like different territory?
Mainly our area. So like our area is 94A. If you look at the map, and there's different zones in Ontario, and then I'll tell you what zone. I think we're 93 or 94A. I can't remember. I have to look at the book. But
who regulates that? Like we have the federal government, the feds, and they pretty much regulate.
Ministry of Natural Resources is called up here.
I got you.
And they take care of all that.
They pretty lenient on days, or they constantly changing every year?
No, it's pretty much the same thing all the time. Bird limits are simple. It's 6 right across the board. And that's and you're allowed 2 black ducks. So other than that, hen or drake don't matter. 6 ducks.
6 ducks. Wow.
Yeah.
They changed ours, so South Carolina was supposed to release theirs July 1st, but they always take the holiday off, so we haven't got our what days we're going to be able to hunt and what our limits are yet. But they don't change much.
No, they don't change around too much. It was 1 black duck for a long time, and they closed it December 22nd, so you couldn't shoot black ducks after like December 22nd. But then they opened it back up now, so it goes right to the end. Because you'd see a huge difference. Like as soon as that day would close, man, you'd see black ducks like crazy.
So I think they know.
They push that late. It seems like it. They always come really late, especially the big groups. Like you'd be sitting there in the morning, and all of a sudden you think it's a whole flock of mallards coming in, and it's all black ducks.
That's a rare bird in South Carolina. Rare bird.
Probably because there's so many on the East Coast too. Like
North Carolina gets them. We're right below Charlotte, so we're not really we're on the East Coast, but not near the water. But like when we go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina, they get black ducks, but they're pretty rare for us.
Oh yeah, well there's a lot on the East Coast usually, but they probably just don't get that far because they're pretty hardy birds. Like that said, we see them right at the end, so like they don't even make it farther than us.
It is funny how hunters talk about oh, we got black ducks, and I say, man, that's rare. But y'all probably don't have wood ducks.
Oh, we got tons of them.
No, really?
Tons. Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure there's birds that
Canada, man. All the ducks come from Canada. They all come from here. There's water everywhere.
How many pintails y'all normally see?
We're starting to see more. The last 2 years we're starting to see them, and they come in late in the year too. Really? You'll get a juvenile batch come through, and like you'll have like a couple days where you'll pump pintails, and then you won't see them because they wise up, and then late in the season you'll start seeing the big drakes.
I know here in the States they're talking about how close the pintails came to almost being cut off, where we can't even shoot pintails in the United States because of the population.
There's so many less ducks killed in Canada. That's why the limits are so liberal. That's why they don't really care, because like whatever we do, it won't affect the population of anything really. They don't seem to anyway.
I mean, that's just crazy. What's the coolest bird that you killed? And then what's the coolest bird, or what's a cool bird that somebody shot while you were guiding?
Coolest bird. Oh, well, the coolest bird shot while I was guiding was this year. It was a perfect bull can, like not a feather out of place, and he had a band on his leg. And that was like I hunted a lot, and I'm not killing that looks that good with a nice band like that.
Where was the band from?
Actually, if you go on my page right there, it'll tell you.
All right.
I posted it up there and everything.
Let me pull that back up.
Yeah, it's up there somewhere. I think it was South Dakota, North Dakota. He's on there somewhere.
What time of the year you think that was?
You're too far down.
Too far?
Yeah. Oh, it was right at the end. December. It was one of my last hunts. You'll see a picture of it. It's a beautiful duck. Pretty sure he's on there somewhere.
I didn't see one with a tag on it. He might have been in a group.
Where is he?
Yeah, we're back in April.
Oh, it didn't come up. Oh well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, there's
Yeah, I haven't shot anything banded yet, and I been on plenty of trips
it's
with.
pretty hard to kill full plume band can. They're pretty rare.
Really?
That's a really, really rare duck. Yeah,
I mean,
it must be on my Instagram.
It might be, and you go through these pictures, man. Y'all got some beautiful birds.
Yeah, we kill a lot of ducks up here.
It's crazy. So is it mostly out of boats?
That's all we hunt is out of boats.
That's cool.
Yep.
Is it like marshlands or?
A little bit. Like a lot of guys say it looks a lot like the Outer Banks. Same idea. So, like weed patches all over the place, but wide open water, really shallow. You know what I mean?
Right. So you can get out and walk. It's not like drops off 20 feet deep.
The deepest spot in the lake's 20 feet. Like we hunt, like I gotta walk the boats in everywhere we gotta go and stuff like that.
Really? So. That is a lot like the Outer Banks. When you talk Outer Banks, what we're talking about is the sound side, not the ocean side, but the sound side.
Exactly. You
know,
I've never been there, but that's what people tell me. It's the same thing.
So is
probably why we have so many cans here too. Like that's because like Chesapeake Bay used to be built like that, but they lost all their vegetation, and now the cans they just stay here.
So is that more fresh water, or is it kind of like blackish water, a little bit of salt?
All it is fresh water. It's pure. It's Great Lakes.
That's what I figured.
Yep, it's pure fresh water. Yep.
So, how was your last season? By them pictures, I mean, it looks great. So, was it a good season, temperature-wise?
Rough season last year with puddle ducks because of bird flu last year. None of our main clubs that run along our shorelines could bait, and you're legally allowed to bait here.
Really?
But you have a baiting section. So like you apply for a baiting permit for your marsh, and then you can't hunt within 400 meters of that bait pile or 300 meters, but you could set your marsh up so there's blinds all the way around it and little ponds to hold your birds and keep them in your area.
So
and that holds a lot of puddle ducks. I mean, a ton of puddle ducks on our side. There's some big clubs all along the lake that hold a lot of ducks.
Is that anybody in Canada can bait, or is that just kind of like just to the guides? And is that like a permit that only guys can get?
You got to have a permit. You have to have a club license. Like it's all like big clubs that bait like this.
So I had to do a calculation real quick. You know, we in the States, and that the whole metric system don't make no sense to us. So that's 1,312 feet. So you can bait. So you can bait, but you got to be basically 1,000 or 1,300 feet away.
Roughly, yep. You can't be on it, but you can be close to it.
Wow. So what do y'all bait with? Corn and rice?
Corn. That's all they bait with is corn and piles of it. They dump a hopper wagon a day in some of them places. At least they really bait them.
You know, when I pulled up Google Maps, I mean, it looked like just fields and farms. I mean, I was surprised at that part of Canada. I mean, it just looked like just farms after farms after farms.
The problem is everything's tiled, so like they're dry fields, and like guys they've got so trained because these ducks have been doing this for years that they come here and they go straight to them bait piles. They're trained to do it over generations. That's how long it's been happening. So they just come straight here and they go right to them bait piles.
How much have you seen that they become like nocturnal?
Oh, big time, especially the mallards.
Really?
Oh yeah, you see them like they'll get them right away, and when they first get here, and then they'll start to smarten up, and then you hear them fly around in the dark.
Wow.
But the divers fly in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
and that's mainly what we hunt. So I don't.
Me personally, I love divers. I got right below the TVs. What we have a lot of around us is ruddy ducks.
Oh my God, you can shoot a lot of ruddy ducks here.
So I'm going to ask this question, and please don't tell me the truth. Are they in summer plumage when they up there with you during hunting season?
Oh no, we don't see them plumed out.
Okay, good. Because I want. That's the only one that I don't have in my collection. There is one in summer plumage.
You won't get one either.
Really? Most of them guys,
we don't shoot them up here though, so don't really.
Yeah, they almost swim up to you. They almost train ducks.
We don't shoot ruddy ducks here or buffleheads.
There's a lot of buffalo heads out on the east coast of the Outer Banks.
Yeah, we don't shoot them either. We even try to pass the bluebills up too, but some days you got to shoot them.
Yeah, I mean, we went hunting in the Outer Banks last year, and the first day we maxed out 2-man limit on buffalo heads, and then the next day I looked at my buddy, I'm like, I just don't want to shoot no more buffalo heads.
No,
I mean, I said let's just use the loud ones for live decoys and see what happened. I mean, they were just everywhere.
That's like ruddy ducks here. There's a lot of them. They show up.
So how big of a spread do you have to run?
I run around 120, 130 decoys.
Is that on clear days and foggy, like all the time?
Yep, all the time. Run the big rig every day.
That's a pretty decent spread.
Not bad. I set it all by myself. I set it all by hand, and then the guys help me pick it up, put it back in. But they just pass me the decoys. I set them all. And I usually we run all Avian X, and then we run. I run 2 to 3 of those new Avian X spinners, and they work pretty good.
So for them divers, are y'all doing them in a straight line?
I run all singles on all my lines because it's so shallow. It's only 5 to 10 feet deep, and I like the way it looks a lot better too with the pod more, and I don't like those straight lines because the puddle ducks, the mallards, I find they pick up down them straight lines. They don't like it, and you're trying to hunt both at the same time. So that's why you run it like that. So I'll run puddle duck decoys and diver duck decoys.
Mixed in, or you kind of separate them out, kind of make them.
Well, the divers on the end, a little bit edges, and the puddle ducks closer to the weeds, kind of.
Right. That's what I was thinking. You probably would.
Yep.
So how many guys is in that area where you at, or is it just you?
There's lots.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So this
is a really busy place.
So is that bay? It's kind of like public water, or
it's public water. Yep.
So first come, first serve.
Yes, it is. She's running down in the morning, and you better get out of bed.
I bet. So
I leave really, really early. We sleep a lot in the boat.
That makes it tough, don't it? Makes you get old.
Yep.
We had that a lot.
By about day 70 or 80, you start to feel it.
Wow.
Because we don't have a break either. It's straight 7 days a week.
So do y'all hunt anything else up there? Like we're fixing to go into dove season.
Well, we got a farm up on my parents' house, and we sit there and shoot a couple doves. That's about it. But I just hunt duck. I don't have time to do anything else.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know if y'all personal time. I didn't know if y'all hunted any deer or any kind of other animals.
Tim does if he can, but I don't have a lot of time. I gotta hunt ducks all the time.
So, what's your favorite bird to eat?
Mallards or cans.
You get any teal up there much?
Oh, teal are good, but there's nothing to them. But nothing. A nice mallard, corn-fed mallard. Them cans in November are really good. Canvasbacks in November taste probably the best.
So I bet they're getting fed pretty good as they're flying over to y'all.
Oh, all the mallards and everything. Oh, it's just a straight corn diet, steady. That's all they eat.
So I'm gonna go back and share my screen here.
In the cans, we have all Lake St. Clair is just covered in vegetation. It's prime for diver vegetation. So that's all them things eat. And they feed off that lake, and they don't eat fish. Not that time of year.
So they're mostly, when they're breeding, they're mostly up here, Alberta, up in this northwest territories, right?
No. Look at Dakotas. Dakotas, southern Manitoba, southern Saskatchewan. That's where they come from.
Really?
Yeah, that's all the prairie potholes.
So does these guys get to hunt before y'all, or y'all about as close to same?
They get to hunt a good month before us. All the mallard guys in Alberta and stuff like that. Yeah.
So how much of a temperature change is that? Not say time they start, the time where you at.
Oh, I wouldn't know. That's a long ways away. You live closer to me from where you're at than where that where you're showing me right there.
Well, that's
how far away that is. I have no idea.
That is a valid point when you put it that way. If I look there to South Carolina,
that's a long ways away from me.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you think about it that way, that's a valid point.
Yeah. Half my clients, I have a lot of clients that come from South Carolina.
Really?
Yeah, I do. There's a bunch of guys from North Carolina. A lot of my guys come from the East Coast.
So
they drive now. They don't fly.
So that was one of my topics. So this is where I'm at. I'm right, like I said, right below Charlotte. So I'm not. It's about 8 hours to the Outer Banks, but I was looking at that. I mean, it kind of looks like you would be able to drive right into Canada. So let's start that conversation of what would as me as a hunter, what would I need to prepare to come to Canada to hunt with you?
You need a valid hunting license of your state, wherever you do. Doesn't matter what it is. Register your guns on your side before you come across. Because when it's not for our side, when you cross back, the American side wants to see your gun registered.
So that's a good point there. Register on my side of the states,
and that way when you cross back, it's fine. But if you come over, you cross on the ferry, they don't barely even check the guns anymore. Come across, you pull right into town, and you're ready to go. As soon as you get across the ferry, there's a hunting place to hunt your license right there, or you can buy it online. And your duck stamp, and that's it. That's all you need.
So what's a typical Canada license cost?
I think it costs you guys around $100. And then your duck stamps, it's around 100, 110. And then
that's no different. That's no different than going to some other state here in the state.
I bet you 95, almost 100% of my clients are American. So it's.
So what about ammo? Is ammo allowed to come over?
250 rounds a piece. A case of shells. And you're never going to shoot a case. Not in 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that when most people come home?
We can just go to the store and buy more if you need more.
I got you. So what's your favorite shell? My favorite around here is Boss. I don't think Boss can ship to Canada.
I shoot federal 1 1/4 ounce number 2s.
Number 2s.
Yep, 3-inch number 2s. Cheap.
Because like you said, them some big birds. So us, we got more, wood duck, smaller birds. But number 2s would definitely take them down.
You need to shoot a number 2 or number 3. I wouldn't go any bigger than a number 3.
I forgot. I got talking to you. I forgot about the people in the chat and see what they talking about. My buddy on there said Buffalo Bunnies. So, talking about coming over, where would somebody stay with you? Would it be a lot? Do you have pre-lodges set out?
I have a cabin on where I keep my boat. So once you pull in where we keep you, pull the truck in, you go upstairs, put your stuff away, and then I show up in the morning. You guys walk down the stairs, get in the boat under the boathouse, and we go. You don't have to drive anywhere, nothing.
I mean, that can't be no easier, can it?
Nope. It's got a full kitchen, barbecue, gas heat, AC, town water.
So how many people normally go?
We can fit. It's tight, but we run 6 guys in there. There's 5 beds. There's 1 bedroom, but it's a big bedroom. It's just basically somewhere to sleep, right? And there's 2 couches, and some guy usually takes the couch. But there's a small kitchen, back door. Like it's a hunting camp, right?
That's right.
Yeah, it's tight. So 6 guys sitting there all the time.
Do you have a minimum amount of people, like 3, 4 for a group, or?
I would suggest bring 6, but we charge by boat now. We don't charge by head. So
I got you.
Like if
you want to be a 1 or 2 man, and shoot all of them, all you can pay for the whole boat. Then
you can pay for the whole boat, but my day don't change. So. And that's just like the fishing guys. They run the same way. So we started doing it that way, and it seems a lot better.
So what kind of motor you got on that since it's so shallow? Y'all run mud motors?
I run a 60 Yamaha with a stainless prop.
Is it like a short shaft or like just a normal?
Well, it's got I can get some pretty shallow water with it. The thing is, like when you're going A to B, it's deep. But as soon as you know where you're going, you get close, you just kind of slow down and putt in, and you're good.
Right.
But
So
when you're running across the bay, it's 6-8 feet deep, so it's not too bad.
That's good. The people that know where you're hunting, once you get up on plane, you ain't riding in a whole lot of water.
No, you're only running in a foot. You can run in a foot of water, no problem.
That's right. Once you get on plane, it's that getting that weight up to get it over that plane is where it's at.
That's right.
So, do you rent guns or have guns for people to use when?
No, we don't do that. You got to bring your own.
I know in California, if you let somebody use your gun there, that's like a felon. It's crazy rule out there.
We can't rent them or anything like that. That's against the rules.
Okay, so that's one thing that I always wondered about crossing over. Did you have to bring it? Do you have to bring it? You check it in, but it sounds like the way you talking, it's just a simple check-in.
Yep, as long as you don't have if you don't have a DUI or any criminal record, it's fine. But if you have any criminal record at all, they will let you in.
So that ferry you were talking about, is it like a checkpoint kind of ferry? Because I've been to Canada from New York, going to see the falls, and when I think checkpoint, I'm thinking the long lines. What's that ferry like?
But this is kind of a little like you can cross in Sarnia. There's a 2 big bridges there, and then they're going to cross the St. Clair River, or you can cross in Detroit at the Ambassador Bridge, and they're building a new one there. The new Gordie Howe Bridge is going up, where you can take the tunnel there, or if you go halfway up the river on the St. Clair River, there's a ferry that takes you over to a native reserve, and that's where you check in there, and you go through the reserve. But you got to take the ferry through the reserve, and that's the best way to come.
How long of a ride is that?
It's about 5-10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I love taking
the ferry. The ferry holds 12 cars, and they scoot you across.
That's about like the ferries in the Outer Banks. I love taking them ferries.
Yeah.
I don't know about up there, but down there in Outer Banks when you're riding by, you got them old stinky blackbirds, old comrades out there eating all them fish and about can't hardly take off because they done got so fat.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if y'all got any of them stinking birds up there.
Oh yeah, we got a season for them too. We just started 2 years ago.
I heard y'all had a season for them, but I mean, did people even waste shells on them?
15 or 20 a piece, but you got to pick them up. That's the thing. You can't let them float.
Yeah, you allow them back in your boat.
Well, that's part of the rules, but that's amazing how big a fish that thing can eat.
I know that they eat like 5 pounds a day or something, ain't it? It's a massive amount.
There was guys that were cutting them open. They've seen like 16-inch walleyes in some of their bellies. It's like, wow, that's I wonder what the way have no perch left. Because they just took off and they just estimated that lake full of perch.
Yeah, they will. They will eat them all. They just eat and eat, poop, and just keep on eating. That's all they do. They sit on
a school of fish and just demolish it.
I say that
in the ocean it's probably not that bad, but like in a lake, like lakes like ours, I mean it'll smoke it.
Yeah, I call them a billy goat of a duck. I mean that's all they do is just eat and poop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do a lot of kayak hunting around here, and you can kayak through them jokers and you about throw up the smell. I mean, it is just horrendous.
Oh, they're gross. I don't shoot them. I think it's
couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine somebody shooting that and you got to put it in your boat because that'd be like catfish. You'd never get that slime out of your boat.
The worms in them are disgusting. Like they're all full of worms. They're so gross. They're pretty gross. I don't want to touch it.
I bet not.
Guys will send their dogs for them and everything. I can't always let the dog touch it.
Could you imagine
why would you let your dog touch that thing? It's so gross.
That dog would have to ride in the back of the truck. Be my luck, my boykin would go out there, get that duck, come back, and when I wasn't looking, roll around on top of that bird and have to ride back with me. I mean, if you listen to this podcast or you watching on YouTube, look them birds up. I mean, they have a smell.
Oh, they're gross.
Terrible. So we talked for about 30 minutes here. I don't want to take up too much of your time today. So how, obviously I had your Facebook. Well, before, let me get one more thing before we go to the Facebook. We did talk about fire. How much smoke's in your area?
It was a little bit, a couple days, but it wasn't too bad.
Is it the wind keeping it?
The way the wind blows, like the current was going, like it was blowing straight down the coastline. That's why you guys were getting smoked with it. Like,
It was. I mean, we had a couple of nights that the moon, I mean, it just looked wicked.
Red.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, it was like.
I seen that. It was like that. But
I
did a couple days of smog, but it wasn't too bad.
I saw so many people talking about, man, why are we going to Mars when all we got to do is just go out in our backyard? Because that's what it looked like. It looked terrible.
But some fires are nowhere near us.
But y'all having to get stuck with the smoke too, or
yeah,
not as bad. I just and I know I sent you a message and we was talking about it. I just wonder how that's affecting the birds. I mean,
I don't know. I don't think it'd be too bad because all the birds are in the prairie potholes all around that area. Those fires are farther north in the forest.
Do you think the smoke's affecting them?
No, probably not. They didn't do anything to here.
Yeah.
I don't know though. You'd have to talk to a biologist. I'm just assuming. You know what I mean? But
yeah, that's what I'm.
There's where then things nest. It's not like it's potholes. It's not a lot of. You know what I mean? It's open land.
You know, fires and smokes. Animals are so smart on that they get away, and I just hope it doesn't hurt us as hunters. You'll know it before we know it.
You'd never know. Plus, who knows how much really burned? Like, how big is it up there?
That's true.
Like, that's a lot of country up there, man. Like, people don't realize how big this country is sometimes.
I mean,
it's massive.
Just like when you told me that, when I zoom back up, I mean,
yeah, you look at that. That's a long ways away.
Yeah, I mean it's some big old countries.
Yeah.
Well, not countries, but I mean they about countries as big as they are. And but each one of them is a territory.
There's nobody there, man. Nobody can live there.
Just temperature wise, or just?
Oh, it's the middle of nowhere. It's so cold. You can't live up there. Like some people do, but I mean for the majority, like no, nobody goes up there. It's very cold.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So how can somebody say, hey, I wanna come hunt with you? How do they get in touch with you?
You're called by brother Tim because he has the book in his house.
All right. So when y'all start taking,
well, we've already halfway 3/4 full. So if anybody wants to come.
So if you're listening to this and you're planning on going this year, you need to get on. Is what the man's saying.
And then we filmed Ducks Unlimited television last October, and it will be airing next week on Sportsman Channel.
Really?
So if you want to see what we do.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Is that is that going to be on their Facebook?
It will be on their Facebook. It should pop up.
All right.
Because they were in Northern Ontario hunting geese today, or on this episode. So I think we were the episode after. I think we. I'm not sure.
How was that?
We killed 90 ducks in 3 days. Canvasbacks and redheads, big flocks. Like, wait till you see it. It should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not jealous. How many birds did you kill in South Carolina? Oh, we got like 3 wood ducks and we're happy. How many did y'all kill? Oh, we got like 90. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And there's some other stuff. If you have Mossio Go app, you can see look up all the AVNX shows. We did a couple AVNX shows too. So there's one called Vallisneria on there that's really good. It's nothing but killing cans.
Right. Now I do have the Mossio.
Well, if you look up, one's called Vallisneria, and I can't remember what the other one is, but there's 2 episodes. Mere Deuce is the other one. It's the season after. But if you find them, they're pretty good to watch too. So
you said you had an Instagram too?
Yep. I just have it under Jeff Lucier 17, I think, something like that. I used to have it in Lucier Openers, but I don't advertise too much anymore. Don't really need to. So,
I mean, the way it sounds like your clients are just repeat customers.
Yeah, mostly. Yep, basically. Guys fill up the slots pretty quick. It's about 80% returned. We got repeat customers with COVID and stuff, but now everything should be coming back to normal. So,
right, yeah, that was one biggie for a lot of Americans coming over to Canada was having to get that shot. But That's one good thing about repeat customers. They know how you going to guide, how you going to set stuff up, how's it going to go, and then you know how they do too.
Well, this is it. Like, we just don't take just anybody anymore. Like, I like having the repeat guys. They know what's going on the boat. We know what we're doing. They know the program. Like, if you're coming with us, man, you're leaving early. This isn't like I go set it up and we go, like, you're hunting with me, man. We're going on a lake hunt, like, and it's public water. And it's good, but it's intense. There's a lot going on out there. It's pretty fun.
Man, it sounds like a great time.
You're not just hunting duck, man. You're beating the guy beside you. It's part of the game. It's pretty fun.
I didn't know if y'all could get out there and set up before somebody else can, and then
that's what you got to do.
Yeah, we have a lot.
He who gets the spot gets the ducks, man.
Man,
yeah.
You ever have any problems out of them, or
absolutely?
Is it other guys, or is it just people that live there hunting?
Oh, people live that hunting, and other guides and guys from out of town show up. They don't know what's going on, and they get. Oh yeah, just every day's an adventure out there. Pretty fun.
So that ought to be a show on its own.
Oh, it could be. We've said it before. It should be like a swamp people type thing with all the guides. Everybody had a camera in the boat. It'd be great.
I could, you
could run a show. You could run a show out there like that, and I think it would be really successful. A lot of people would watch it. It'd be pretty fun.
I'm sure when all the guys get together and be like, "You ain't gonna believe this one." I bet I can believe it.
Yeah, we don't get together. That ain't happening, man.
So y'all ain't sending each other Christmas cards in the winter.
No, that ain't happening.
That's funny.
No, that's not how it works.
All right. Well, I think I covered a lot there. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's good. You guys, if you want to book a hunt, look on the. I think I have the number on the Facebook site. It's done. 519-360-5985.
Let's see. I think there was an email address on there too. I think I seen.
It'd be better to call or text.
There we go. Right there. 519-360-5985.
Yep, call or text. It's Tim. He's got the book in his house at the office. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
want to come check it out?
There's some beautiful birds on there. So. All right, well, I appreciate it.
Ain't no problem, man. Great talk.
Great talk.
I can always talk a little bit about duck hunting. I like duck hunting, so.
I love duck hunting. I like I said, I started about 3 years ago, and that money pit of a hobby turned real quick. But I look forward to waterfowl, and then now turkey and doves. But
absolutely.
I didn't grow up in a family that hunted any kind of birds.
You know what? Neither did I. My dad didn't even hunt. So
really.
Yeah.
I grew up. You white-tailed deer hunt, and that was it.
Nope.
And then,
we raised horses, man.
Wow.
We liked to race the horses, or he did anyway.
I didn't start hunting. I didn't hunt ducks till I was 39 when I got my first duck, and it was on then, and I love every minute of it.
That's like me. I think I started hunting when I was 18. So as soon as I was done playing hockey, it's time to start hunting.
Yeah, there's definitely probably a lot of hockey up there.
Oh yeah, that's all I do right now is take the kid to hockey. He plays all year round. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know you told me that you had some kids, and I got one in dancing and the other one in soccer, and I think sometimes we meet halfway on the road and wave at each other.
Oh, I know. And then you got to do more. I think she wants to play piano now too, so I got to get that going. So, but the boy, he don't stop playing hockey, man. It's pretty fun though.
Well, it was a pleasure.
It's entertaining to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, it was a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully one day I'll make it up that way. And
that sounds great.
Shine a little light on.
Catch the show next week. You'll see what it's all about.
Oh, I'm definitely checking that out.
Yep. I think it's the channel it's on. Ducks Unlimited Television. I think Fred Zink's the host.
Yeah, only 90 birds in 3 days. I mean that sounds awesome.
And you check out the Mossio Go app. You can check it out. It's Dallas Scenario on 80X TV. That's a good one too. Right. And you can see what we do. But
sounds good. I appreciate it.
Ain't no problem.
All right. Well,
see you later.
See ya. And then this is the end of this show. And appreciate y'all staying and watching. And catch us next time. And look out for the next podcast. All right. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you.